Hello guys and welcome to the Aftermath, and it's Gaming Dad, and we're just about to start a playthrough of this. I'll do some kind of 30-minute or so episodes, see how we get on, and I gave this a quick go yesterday, probably spent an hour and a half on it just to get a basic idea of the controls, etc. I'm not a professional gamer, I'm just like you guys, I just enjoy playing a game. This game I've quite enjoyed it, so hence the series we'll try on it and we'll see how it goes. So this is how it starts. This is me just coming into the game. You have various selections to go through depending on the difficulty, and you select 4 or 5 of them, and then you get to this point here. It's literally just opened up. So if we press play, these are our 3 specialists. You get kind of scientist, fighter, scavenger or scout, and the initial part of the game is to make a new home. So this is our little sign here. Start by building a campsite. Yeah. A quick read through of that, and it is, we are going to build a campsite. So down here is what eventually will be our gate. This is the road in, and I will build a campsite. R to rotate, and let's start kind of back. Oh, I didn't like that, so we've got pollution here. So before I do that, let's pause it. So you see here, this is going to affect our guys when they come. Okay, so where else is there? So we don't really want to be building around there. This all looks quite good. We've got any more? We'll have to, these fog areas, we can send a survivalist into them, and he would open that up for us, tell us what's there. So as you can see on the screen, there's kind of berries which we'll use for food. In the very start, you can use these guys to collect stuff for you. But for now, we need to build our campsite. And I've got the tutorial on, so you'll see at the top. I'll explain as things go, but explore your surroundings is what we're going to do with this guy. You move around either with the right mouse button held or using the WASD on the keyboard. And I am going to build a campsite away from the pollution. So let's have it about here. Now if I press play, campsite's done. And the campsite has now given us our initial setup. Items, planks, food to eat, plastic, all these we can get for ourselves eventually, so berries is food, planks. Now we need to get ready for the whole idea. The whole premise of it is that you've got your these 3 specialists that are there, and they're going to set up the camp so we can invite our other survivalists to come and join us. So that's plastic. Concrete, so concrete's that. Plastic's this. Metal. There should be a metal heap somewhere, would like to hope. Oh, there's one there. Okay, so we've got the campsite on. We now need to build. Again, we'll go through all of these as we're playing. But an emergency shelter will hold 6 people. Minor happiness penalty, greatly decreased birth rate, and must be heated during winter. So we'll need firewood for that. Now, the reason there's a decreased birth rate is like people don't like getting the jiggy on when it's a communal environment. But we'll need to build one for the initial people coming in. So let's just put this forward. Let's go kind of there. So we'll unpause. If we then take one of these guys and right click with a hammer on, he will build for us. If we, what's our lightest item? We need to click on this guy and we'll get him to collect planks. Just to keep things topped up. And we'll find it, so we'll learn it all together. But initially we need to have somewhere for them to stay. The next thing we're going to need is storage. So if we put a stockpile, and again I do want things kind of spacing out, but let's put a stockpile over here. In fact, I'm going to go further up. Eventually we can build roads, and I'm going to try and keep the guys on the roads if I can, because if they don't, they'll end up getting irradiated by these, they get polluted, they have to go and get kind of first aid and healed. So we'll let them build on that. You can speed it up and things, but just at this stage we'll keep it nice and slow. Let's turn it around and let's build a food storage. So the shelter's built, we can house 6 people in there. There's another polluted area and another polluted area. So we kind of want to keep them away from that. Let's send this guy over this way. Just initially to see what we've got. Let's get this guy working on this. So we've got a campsite, we're building up a food storage, and we're building up a stockpile to keep all the items in. As we get low on things, we can see what we need. But again, for them coming, we're going to need water. Now, a water collector. Right, okay. So as you can see by how much blue there is, will let us know. I'm going to turn that around. So it's backwards on. Aha, we're going to have it there. So, a bit further up, will that make any more sense? A bit more blue. Okay. We'll have a water collector there. And we'll want to connect all these kind of by roads as well. So a water collector, and we'll have a water storage. Doesn't need to be all the way up there, but we'll put it, yeah, quite like that. Let's have it there. So water storage, and we'll also need a outhouse so they can clean themselves. I'll just pause it here. So what's happened is the food storage has been completed, which is this one. Now, literally just stores food. So, we can, if we look on the map, these are berries. And there's scrap there. And there's berries up there. So, what we'll do is, if we left click on it, and move work area, so it doesn't physically move the building, just tells the guys where to work. And if we put them around these 3 sections of berries there, that's great. You can, if you hold your control button and use the mouse wheel, make the area bigger or smaller if you're trying to keep it tight away from pollution. But let's have it in that area. So that's where they'll work and collect berries. And we'll do the same with the stockpile area when that's built. So we'll unpause, we'll get this guy to build on here. And what we're doing is trying to get it ready, so we do send up what's called a signal flare. That basically tells your villagers, I keep using the thing, villagers, that it's safe for them to come and that we're ready for them. We'll send this guy to build this. So the stockpile's done. So again, if we click on the stockpile, this will collect anything kind of planks, It won't collect metal, that's a specialist, but it'll collect planks or breeze blocks, anything like that. So we haven't got any pollution over here, have we? No. So we'll move work area and have it here, and it'll pick up them 3. So there you go. People are waiting for you. Now, I need the water. Get them to work on that. And we need the water storage. They're going to work on that. And then we just need to start taking care of our resources. So, click on this. There are survivors nearby waiting for your signal. They are cold, hungry, and in need of care. Care you can provide better if you have prepared the settlement. Are you going to let them in now or take a little longer? So if we invite them in now, they will start to kind of graft. They work in different buildings. I'm going to invite them in. Yeah, so I'm kind of, it's a game. I want to play the game like I would be if I was there. You wouldn't kind of leave them outside. You'd get them in. So let's do it. So let's unpause. There's the signal flare gone up. So, prompted by the specialist signal flare, the rest of your group arrives at the prepared campsite. Despite all the hardship ahead, it's time to rebuild and turn this hostile place into a home. So here they come. So technically, we haven't got enough, because they've got little houses above them, that we haven't got enough housing for them. So we will need another campsite. So on the home icon, we'll get an emergency shelter. And we'll pop that. Let's see, let's just put it up next to this one. I want to try and keep things quite uniform to keep them moving on the paths. So there's a water shortage. 6 colonists are homeless, but they are working. Now, if we get this guy to work on this, so that's the initial issue that we've got, which is them being homeless. And we obviously will need to build this gate at some point. Once we do that, we can move to explore the worlds, which is a kind of a game within a game. We'll cross that when we're coming to it. So we have a water collector and we've got water storage. We're now in a positive. We're producing 14 and consuming 12. There will be a guy working in here, yeah. Now if we build a well, because that's still not enough water, in fact what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to pause it. I'm going to build roads, just to segregate this area off. So let's come from the front of there, down, to there. Now the reason I'm doing these kind of pathways is we want to keep them away from the polluted areas, and by keeping them on the roads, I'm hoping keeps them away from the areas. When I tested this, it did seem to work like that, but they're still crossing, right? They were still getting ill, which is why we need to have tighter control, which I'm hoping will work. So that's not going to go past there because of the berries. And if we do the water collector down over. Okay, so they'll build these roads. I'm hoping they'll stay away from this. So initially what we've got our initial setup, the campsite. We've got a shelter. We've got another shelter to hopefully stop them being homeless. Food. Production 0, consumption 10. We have got, I'll just click off to make sure, so this is working across there. The food's picking up berries. We've got water storage, capacity of 600. So we're actually producing 2 more than what we need at the minute. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so now to get back to these. Metal. Right, we will need to start producing. So we would need a scrapper for metal. If I turn him round, and we'll work off this initial single row there. So that's over, that's a gap. Right, so we'll build a scrapper. At the moment we've got 7 carriers and 1 worker, so there's only one building with a worker in, which is that water hut up here. As we build these other buildings, they will need workers. Now the other thing we will need, so the scraps to get the metal scrap, which was over here, and the other one is for plastic. So we will build, we'll set it up for the recycler to get us plastic. And again we'll put a gap. Let them work on that. I also need, and we will put it across this side, so let's just put the road on. And again, there's no right or wrong way, it's just how you want to kind of set it up. I will put out of first aid, we need a medical tent and we need an outhouse. Outhouse is just for basic hygiene, but we want to keep it away from water areas and things like that, because it will pollute. I don't know how close we can get without polluting. Let's go there. And that's basically just a loo. Yeah, keeps them hygienic. And we will definitely need a first aid medical tent. Somebody will work in that. Need that clearing to do that. We've got too many bushes over there. So let's pop them in about there. I think so. Now let's go level off the top. Okay, so I think that's us basically set up. I think once we've got a medical tent, food, which is covered in by berries, then we'll be ready to fix the gate and kind of move on with the game. Let's play. So if these guys are not collecting anything, let's get them working on this. Just keeping an eye on our resources. Right guys, we're back. Sorry, quick pause there. So, at the minute, once we get these kind of made and we get the gate finished, we should be in a pretty good place. Our metal's running down quite quick. Let's just make sure these guys are working on these. And we've got the medical tent coming on. So we've basically got the basics of what we need to survive. Energy, we'll have to look into that when it comes along. I never got that far, we'll learn that together. Components the same. It'll all make a little bit more sense when we go out into the open world, which you'll see once we finish this gate off. So we'll try and get that done pretty much today. We're running short of plastics, so I'll just pause it a sec. So this building here is the scrapper that sorts the metal out. So we will have a worker in there. So at the minute we've got 6 carriers, 2 workers. Children can't work, so we do the same again. We'll move the work area and we need to put it over metal. I'm going to use my control button and just make it smaller. You don't have to, but I just think it keeps it kind of tighter. Again, trying to keep away from these pollution issues. So that's that set up. Okay, this guy, he's... everything else is looking good. It's the plastic we need now. So that one's finished. So if I left click on it, see him again. Or something finished, but it wasn't that. It was the outhouse. Water storage is done. We just need these doing. This plastic recycler done. It's done. So, same again, left click, move work area, and let's just use our control button and the mouse wheel to narrow it down to there. These will run out, and then you've got to find a new one, which again is by exploring the areas. We've just got to watch for these pollution areas. Okay, so that is everything done. There's some more metal up there. Now, we need to work on this bad boy. So, we go build. It's under the specialist, which is this star. The gate. Put it over. Click. And again, we'll get one of these guys to be working on it. And we'll unpause. Once we kind of get the gate done, I will see if that had been a normal villager. I think we're just going to call them villagers. They might get polluted, so let's see what happens with this guy. Oh, he's getting close. Let's just click on him. So see, he's got a bit contamination. And that could be just off him going next to that. You can kind of decontaminate as well in the hospital. So that's all plastic, that's all metal. Camp, doctor. We need to build better housing for the people. So metal and plastic are our lowest at the minute, and we're obviously working on them. Every time we build something, it's going to go down, but this is the area we're working on now. Don't think it's going to have enough metal, so we need that to keep coming in. I'm going to build a road through that gap if I can. There is another section as well, which is here, and this is others. So fibre, junk, which you get from the metal, now and again, electronics, fun box. Again, we've had none of them yet. What we'll do is, we'll keep this episode going until the gate's finished. And at that point, I'll show you this new world side of it. We'll have a quick glimpse at that, and then we'll call it episode 1. As these deplenish, we'll kind of get a little message that says, but we'll also work on different aspects of food, and then we need to watch for people who want to move in. We'll finish the gate. We'll just fast forward it a little bit, just to get the gate done. Just waiting for metal. There you go. So it's flying round. In this area, when we open the gate, as you'll see, it is for the specialists. Okay, so into the new world. Congratulations, you've rebuilt the gate and gained access to the world map. The gate is now open and the vast world stands ready for your specialists to explore. This progress is not going to notice. Soon your colony will begin attracting various folks. Some good, others desperate, some tricksters and those who just want to see you destroyed. Arm the gate with colonists or keep some specialists close by to defend yourselves from the inevitable raids. So if we confirm that, and then we pick, let's go for our scavenger. And if you see here, send a world map. So we'll do that. We'll unpause, go to the world map, and then we get this. Yeah, so you've took them away from your colony, you've put them in the world map. And if we click on his little picture, he is a scavenger. So he can scavenge plus 75%. So for now, our food's pretty okay. Let's put him onto plastics. So you just hover over it and then right click and he'll go there and he'll start collecting. There's 46 plastic in here, so he'll collect that. Now there's different things. It could be, you know, you might have to fight someone or whatever it may be, but for now we've got three things. We've got plastic, we've got meat to collect, and these are science points. Once the scavenger's done on these two parts, what I'll do is I'll send him back so that he fetches the whatever he's gathered back to the village, and we'll send the scientist. In fact, we could send the scientist now, so let's go back. Let's get the scientist. Pause, send to the world map, unpause, and if we send the scientist across to here, they can gather up to 300 a day science points. Yeah, to a maximum of 326 in this facility. That would then allow us, if we're going to science points, let's go back to the village, just pause again. When we have some, you're going to hear, and there's basically the tech tree, and we can pick what we think is going to help us. So now here's our issue. So again, we'll spend a bit of time on this as and when we're using it. You get a kind of little warning to see he's finished or whatever. But at this point, as you can see, we've got a group of survivors who have arrived at the gate. Now, any times you see this kind of big circle, it's action. So we need to, basically it says, we fear the radiation but we should embrace it instead. Most may wither away but the strongest will survive and evolve. 2 adults, an elder and 3 kids. So 6 people. Yeah. So at this point, I'm going to end the episode. And then when we come back, we'll be at this point and we'll fetch these people in and we'll obviously need to build them somewhere to stay. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I've been Gaming Dad. And please like, comment, sub, and let me know that you're out there. Bye for now.